Boom, monkeys. We are live. Welcome back to the Crypto Boogie channel. I hope you cats caught me yesterday on DGen Roundtable. That freaking stream was off the chain, son. Had a blast there with Zenith, William, Nate, and also my homie Agent Jay. Tonight we got a pretty interesting stream. It won't be a long-ass stream, but nevertheless enticing because I've got some tokens where we still have some buying opportunities as the market rallies. With that stated, let's go ahead and give a shout out to my homie, Large and in Charge. El Primero. Damn straight, son. Damn straight. Let me see if I can go ahead and knight you, freaking Large and in Charge, because I remember you were the first person I ever knighted when I had my old YouTube channel before it got freaking nuked and shit. So if you could just bear with me 1 segundo so I can go ahead and try to knight your ass. Y vamos a ver. We're going to go ahead and knight you, bro. Forgive me. You might get a little bit of reverb. I'll shut it down real quick. Don't worry. Got it, son. Got it. Let's see if I can knight you, bro. Put user... There you go, homie. You are now knighted. My amigo, Large and in Charge. You know what I'm saying? So, some of the tokens we're going to cover today, of course, they are buying opportunities, but I also want to cover a couple of other tokens. And if you guys want to get a hint as to what those tokens are, go ahead and look at the links below. Like the channel, give this video a share it on Twitter, and a partridge in a pear tree, man. You do have hashtags down there, so those hashtags will advise you which tokens we're probably going to review today. You know what I'm saying? So before we do that, we cannot move forward without hitting up the memes, son. Let's hit up the freaking memes, dog. Vamos a ver aquí. Let's go over to Twitter. Now, this is more of a military freaking... this is more of a fucking military doggone meme. Because being in the Marine Corps, bro, and eating on a freaking Air Force base, bro, was luxury. Luxury to the core. So let's go ahead and play this. For all my flyboy homies out there. You know, when I was in the Marine Corps, I mean, a lot of Marines didn't like chow hall food. I was cool with it. And, I mean, the chow was similar to that of a cafeteria. It was good. But, dude, going to an Air Force base, that shit was luxury, son. That is the meaning of luxury when you're a Marine, you go eat in a freaking Air Force base, man. Did you know they even pick up your plate after you're done eating on the Air Force base? That is wild, man. That is some 5-star dining, son. Of course, we got to move on and hit up the second meme, which is probably a little bit more funny, and a lot of you cats can relate to a little bit more, especially if you date Latinas. Vamos a ver aquí. This shit is funny, dog. This shit is funny. Hopefully this shit don't get me canceled, son. But nevertheless, let's hit this sucker up. When you're hitting it from the back while her son in the living room is learning Spanish.
7 días de la semana. 7 días de la semana.
Kids learning how to freaking count the days, man. Count the freaking days, son. In Espanol and shit. You know what I mean? So, now that we're done with the meme of the day, we're going to run into the Bitcoin chart. And I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to do a fragrance review. It's not going to be detailed, but we'll hit up the Bitcoin chart, and then we'll go to something fun, and we'll hit up the fragrance of the day, man, if anything. So let's check out BTC and how BTC is doing. Y vamos aquí con Bitcoin. And looking at Bitcoin, I was showing this chart to the cats yesterday at fucking DGen Roundtable. And we were hitting up the possibilities of where BTC could go. Now, the current value of Bitcoin at the time being is $41,767. And we are starting to see a little pullback since UTC time just started about an hour and a half ago or 2 hours ago. Today, for today, the highest point that we got to was, of course, 42,404, and we were inside this ascending triangle. Now, in order for ascending triangles to play out, you got to have contact on both sides. As we approached this trend line, and as Bitcoin approached entering this ascending triangle, I noticed that we broke into it, but we never really made contact with the top side or the bottom side. We just broke into it. And as soon as we came into the later portion of the ascending triangle, dude, we just freaking went slightly parabolic and we jumped up to where we're at right now. If we take the measuring tool as of December 1st to the current day today, well, to the high, which was today, we went up about 12%, give or take, man. So that's pretty damn freaking bullish. Now, one of the reasons we're pulling back is because if I activate the Bollinger Bands for you cats, you guys are going to see as to why we're pulling back. Now, here on the Bollinger Bands, what do we notice here? We're noticing that we broke this yellow line of resistance within the ascending triangle. We broke the red line of resistance, and I've always preached this shit. Anytime we get close to the white line on the Bollinger Bands, what ends up happening? We end up shrinking into the downside. In other words, it's a little bit of when Kid Icarus flew too high, he flew too high closer to the sun that his wings melted. So it's a little bit like that. And that white line is supposed to represent extreme, it's supposed to mean that the chart is getting extremely overheated. Hence why we pulled back into this UTC time. And it looks like we're falling back into this doggone area of 41,295. That would not surprise me if by 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, we would be at that value. Let me take off the Bollinger Bands and let's see where we're at on the 60-day cycles on Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin currently, we are at day 21. And I was mentioning this on DGen Roundtable that the closer we get to December 13th, which is the FOMC meeting, that'll entail which way we go. Of course, historically, from my understanding and from what I remember, anytime we get two price rate pauses like we have had continuously, we've had past two price rate pauses, you don't get any more. So it would not surprise me that we're staying at a 5.50. 98% of the market is assuming that there will be no interest rate hike. Of course, I don't need to show you the charts on that. It's really redundant, and there's really no need for me to waste time and show you the CME charts on that. So if we pull this freaking bar over here all the way to December 13th, we could possibly hit our high before we start ascending down, or we could start going down and bouncing back up. It can go either way. I'm assuming that we'll probably hit our high. Now, what are the areas we need to compromise in order to remain bullish in this cycle? If I pull the sucker over the weekly, I drew up these freaking lines over here, and an area that we do have to compromise is this first yellow line. But look at this trend line that we're following, this green trend line, along with the smaller one that we have here. And we're currently above support at 39,834. So the next area that we do not need to compromise in order to remain bullish is at 48,466. If we stay above 40,000, possibly by 7 p.m. Central Standard Time Friday, we should be good, and we'll probably stay in the $40,000 range. In the event that we do go lower, let me pull it back to the daily. In the event that we do go back lower, the first area of support that we do have is here at 39,834, which, I mean, that could be a possibility. We could end up hitting that. You know what I'm saying? And then the next area of support would be about 39,000 flat. If we continue to the downside, then we would have this area around here at about 34,000, and I have no doubts that we're not going to break 32. There's too much support there. And not only that, if you look at this 28-day mark on one of the 60-day cycles, that was one of the high points. So I really don't think we'll break this white box and support as is. Now, let's go over to the 4-hour chart, and let's look at the EMA ribbon. And I was showing the cats at DGen Roundtable yesterday as to how you use the EMA ribbon. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? We activate our EMA ribbon, we see that Bitcoin continues riding it. And anytime you see the EMA ribbon open up like you do over here, on Friday, October 27th, in this area, you see that this EMA ribbon opened up. And what happened to Bitcoin? It ended up bouncing to the upside. So, and then you see it again over here. The EMA ribbon started separating itself. And what did you get from Bitcoin? A larger bounce to the upside. And the same thing here where we're currently at now on the 4-hour chart. You're seeing this EMA ribbon opening up significantly, hence why Bitcoin ended up freaking going to the upside, because it kind of indicates which way BTC is going to end up going. So let's go back to the daily. And you could tell that the EMA ribbon is also acting as an area of support. Now, I did state earlier that we can come down here to this area of about 38,370, and the EMA ribbon does support that. Halfway through the EMA ribbon, there's a shitload of support. So another area of support that you can take into account is about 36,650. So if you want to rewind this video or save those points, set up some freaking limit orders, that wouldn't be a bad idea, man. Food for thought, and this is not financial advice. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? And then my homie Large and in Charge, thank you, sir. Hey, no problemo, amigo. You were one of the first persons on my stream, man. So hence why I went ahead and I knighted you, man, and I made you one of my moderator. You know what I'm saying, homie? So I told you, cats, I would do something a little less boring for the sake of the video. And I know a lot of you guys in the red pill love your freaking fragrance. One of the people that got me big time into fragrance was none other than Mr. Kevin Samuels, man. I actually came over from the Kevin Samuels community, and I found Miguel and Charlie through Fresh and Fit, because Kevin had went ahead and he had collaborated with Fresh and Fit. Hence, that's where I found freaking Miguel and Charlie. Now, the fragrance I got today is Terry Mugler, and believe it or not, the name of this fragrance is called Crypto Mint. This shit is off the chain, son. But it's more of a summer, springtime fragrance, and it's more of a day scent. I'm not going to go into too much details, man, and tell you all the freaking ingredients in this shit, but it smells pretty damn dope. The thing you get from it off the bat, of course, is mint, and you get vanilla. You know what I'm saying? They say some other shit like patchouli and all this other stuff, man. This shit is good, man. One of my complaints about this fragrance that it lasts you on the skin for about 4 hours, possibly 5 or 6 on the clothing. My solution to the shit, ain't nothing wrong with overspraying, man, unless you're going to be in an enclosed area. I've gotten a lot of compliments with this fragrance, man, and I've got some bad news, though. It is discontinued. Terry Mugler always makes some dope-ass freaking fragrances, man, but they always discontinue their freaking shit. So I got about 3 or 4 boxes of this sucker before it got discontinued. Where can you get it? You can possibly get it on eBay. It runs for about $150, but it is worth it, son. This is a damn good freaking fragrance, man, and one of my favorite to wear during the summer. So, enough with the fragrance review of the day. Let's go over some of the other charts. So just give me a chance, cats. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick sip of water if you don't mind, because I've been talking a lot today. And I am back. Now, one of the tokens that I did want to talk about while I was live on DGen Roundtable yesterday was none other than PulseX, because I did notice a pattern on PulseX that a lot of people are not picking up on. Hence why the review, or the name of this video, is called My Current Favorite Buying Opportunities. And nevertheless, PulseX is one of the most underrated coins in the PulseX and the Hex and Pulse Chain ecosystem. So let's hit up the PulseX chart so I can show you, cats, what I kind of found. Let's see. Here it is, the PLSX chart. And this is what we're looking at today. PulseX current value is at about 4 zeros and a 1 4. If you want to be exact, 4 zeros and a 1468. And the cycle that we're actually on day 14. Actually on day 13. Usually we do get our lowest points on altcoins around day 14 to day 23. So it could be that tomorrow we'll get our lowest point on PulseX. But let's activate the Bollinger Bands and see where everything's at. As per the Bollinger Bands, this is entailing that our good stopping point may be 4 zeros and a 1413. So it's not too much lower than where we're at right now, according to the Bollinger Bands. Let's see the other ones, man. Let's see what the other ones entail. It's unfortunate that I can't run my EMA ribbon on this sucker, man. You know what I'm saying? And currently, we do have support from the 100-day moving average, but I do think that we'll probably maintain that support, or we'll possibly come down here to about a 1418. Right now is not a bad time to DCA into PulseX. It's a great token. I was talking to Twinkie and I was talking to Miguel, and we do have a theory. This is a theory. We're not entailing that it will occur. I believe Richard Hart will probably get us a PulseX airdrop on Ethereum. And the reason I believe that is because I do not foresee any exchange or Western exchange listings of any of the Pulse Chain tokens, which will make it difficult for us to bridge over, especially when Ethereum gas fees are really high, when the value of Ethereum is close to about $5,000 to $7,000. So that's one of my theories. So hold on to your PulseX bags, cats, and it's an extremely undervalued token. Now, one of the things that I did want to show you on PulseX, I'm going to turn these off, is that I did find an inverted cup and handle. Some people were saying, well, this is more of a freaking head and shoulders, but I kind of agree with Charlie. Charlie is a believer that when you get a head and shoulders, that it has to be even. And it's not even because this area didn't go all the way up over here in order for it to entail a freaking head and shoulders. Head and shoulders, unless it's inverted, is usually very bearish and you run to the downside. But nevertheless, we're still running to the downside now. Now, what did I find on this? What I did find on this was something called an inverted cup and handle. A cup and handle usually tends to be very bullish, but since this sucker's inverted, guess what it does? It does the exact opposite. And this is what it looks like. So if we run this way, come back down over here, and we come up this way, usually we bounce up, and that entails that we go down. It looks a lot like a head and shoulders, but it's probably more accurate saying that this is an inverted cup and handle. It's probably played out completely as far, or it's probably like already ran its pattern the way it's going to run. And today and tomorrow will probably be the best buying opportunities. Hopefully we do get this a little bit lower. I love the fact that there's actual people freaking fudding the hell out of Pulse Chain because it gives me more of a chance to buy. I've already got plenty of freaking Bitcoin. I've already got plenty of Pulse Chain. I've got plenty of freaking doggone Pulse Chain. I've got plenty of Hex on both sides, but I do want to capitalize a little bit more on PulseX because I think it's a token that's undervalued, and a lot of people are not really looking at that shit. They're taking it for granted. And dude, Richard Hart loves giving free tokens, and dude, it would not surprise me if he gives us an airdrop Ethereum side. Know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Now, let's look at the chat. Let's see what the chat is saying right now. Question, as far as Spooky Swap, have you acquired Hefe token? Well, yeah, I am yielding on, I am yielding on XBOO at the time being. So, yeah, I'm getting a little bit of the Hefe token, but I'm dumping that shit, man. Hefe token to me is kind of like the incentive token in the Richard Hart ecosystem, man. So, definitely, yes, I am acquiring it, and I'm either dumping it for Phantom or for Boo. And speaking of Boo, that's the next token we're probably going to end up hitting up, cats. So vamos a ver con Boo. Let's see what Boo is doing. The value of Boo currently is at about 67 cents. And as far as this doggone Elliott wave is running, it's seeming like it's doing what I predicted it would do a little bit. Of course, it's not perfect. It doesn't look completely pretty. So if I put this to the upside, I think that within a couple of days, we should start running pretty hard. Now, I did draw up this 13 bar chart, or this 13 bar line, which means 13 days. And if we push it all the way over here, we're at approximately 25 bars. That's usually an anomaly. You usually never get that because it usually runs on 20-day cycles. The most I've seen, or what's I wouldn't consider an anomaly, is about 22 to 23 days. But this is about fine. We're at the 25-day mark, and it looks like we're starting a new 20-day cycle on Boo. So right now would not be a bad time to get Boo. Now, if you guys look at this closely, let me go ahead and freaking make this a little bit more apparent for you cats. You could see the Elliott wave running its cycle. Now, this is a very, very, very weak Elliott wave that I'm running. I am expecting Boo to get up over here to about $1.17. That would not surprise me. So right now would not be a bad time to get Boo. Not financial advice. And you could also freaking pair this sucker with Phantom, man, on the liquidity pools on Spooky Swap. Food for thought, cats. Food for thought. I am bullish on Boo. It would be dope if Boo got an optimism, though. You know what I'm saying? Not much to talk about this token other than that right now is a great time to buy. Now, one of the dark horses that I did want to talk about, man, I wish I had more money. One of the tokens that I want to get into, man, is motherfucking Ton token or a Telegram token. Hence why you see on my doggone hashtags at the bottom, you see me hashtag Telegram. For the reason being that I am extremely bullish on this token, and I think that right now is a great buying opportunity on it. I did run some 20-day cycles on it. I found it on doggone TradingView. And let me show you cats what I mean. Let me show you cats what I mean, son. Well, before we do that, let's check out the chat. A funny thing is, I was also listening to Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, then Fresh and Fit, DCC, and Cultivate Crypto. Yeah, man. Freaking Kevin Samuels, bro. That dude. I mean, I love my dad, bro. I love my dad, but my father is a boomer. Kevin Samuels did bring something to the game, man, that a lot of fathers should have taught us. And one of the things is frame, freaking style, fragrance, and work ethic, man. And that's something I really like about Kevin Samuels. And Kevin Samuels was straight up and to the point, man. One of the things that Kevin Samuels was different compared to everybody else, man, was the fact that he did endorse marriage. He was very pro-marriage. But only if it met certain parameters. Of course, he wasn't big on a single mom of three marrying a high-value man who's worth over $1 million or $500,000. You know what I'm saying? He was aware that that's not how the market works, and he would explain it to them. A lot of ladies didn't want to hear that. But the thing about it too, man, about Kevin Samuels is that he would also roast dudes, bro. He wouldn't just roast females all the time. I mean, guys love seeing females get roasted, but dude, he started off with dudes, man, telling us the truth and telling us the reality of the things that we need to know as far as surviving the dating marketplace today and not getting wrecked in marriage. No, I did have a consultation with Kevin Samuels, and one of the things that we did talk about was style, man. We talked a lot about style. He helped me a lot with my style and shit. So shout out to him, man. Rest in peace, KS. And dude, he got me hicked. He got me freaking doggone addicted to fragrance, believe it or not. So let's move on to the next chart. And the chart that I wanted to hit up is none other than freaking Ton token. Now, if we look at Ton token, its current value is at $2.38. I think Miguel and Charlie were talking about Ton token around, about July earlier this year, man. And one thing that I am noticing on Ton token is currently we are within this ascending triangle. So let's go ahead and draw that out. And unlike the last ascending triangle I showed you cats on freaking Bitcoin, this ascending triangle is making multiple points of contact within its pattern. Of course, you guys can see that it came to the upside, came back down here, ran back up, came back down, and now it's breaking to the downside. I'm expecting the sucker to rip hard pretty soon, man. And its current value is at about $2.38. It's not at a bad buying value right now. And if we pull this back on the 20-day cycles, the low that we got on this sucker was approximately day 16. Could it go lower? Possibly. The max that I could see it possibly going would probably be around December 9th. December 9th would probably be the last day to buy some of Ton token. I'm assuming I wouldn't take any chances, though. If you've got some dinero, not financial advice, I would get some right now. Ton token's not at a bad freaking place to buy. Now, why am I bullish on Ton token? As we approach this incoming election, what are we going to get? What do you cats think we're going to get? we're going to get a shitload of censorship from the big media corporations. You know what I'm saying? You know you're going to get it from Facebook. You know you're going to get it from Instagram. You know you're going to get it from YouTube. Telegram and doggone Twitter are probably one of the only places we're going to be able to get data that's not skewed too much by the media, or at least if it is skewed, it's going to be skewed by the other side of the media. So you'll get both narratives on YouTube, on Facebook, and on freaking Instagram as far as the liberal narrative goes. And as far as the conservative narrative goes, or the libertarian narrative goes, you'll probably get that data on Twitter and on Telegram. So I'm pretty bullish on Twitter, hence why I think Dogecoin is a great token to buy. And also Ton Token, man. Ton Token is at a fabulous price within its 20-day cycle. And the reason I say it is at a good price, and you guys are like, dude, it's at $2.38, is because we are within this freaking ascending triangle. Know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Now, one of the areas, in order for freaking Ton Token to continue ripping to the upside, we do have to break this 10-day high that we did last cycle. And that value would be at about 277. So it would not surprise me that we do end up doing that in this next 20-day cycle that's coming up, give or take. And then we got my homie, freaking Iron Hands, just chilling, enjoying this pump. Hey, what's up, dog? Semper Fi, man. Hey, go back to the beginning of the video. I did a little bit of a marine meme, bro. So check that shit out, homie. And then we got my homie from Ivan from New Mexico. Hey, what's up, homie? And then we got my other homie over here, none other than freaking Zenith. ¿Qué pasa, güey? Freaking Zenith, man. Dude, text me, bro. Text me, bro. We got to do our stream sometime soon. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be dope. Do me a favor, cats. Share this video on Twitter. Share this video on doggone YouTube, man. Share this on your socials. Like the video and subscribe. Tell your homies to subscribe. My last channel was banned. And, dude, I don't want to be banned no more. I want my freaking channel to freaking rally and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then Zenith over here says, I'm doing well, done some streaming and been keeping the nose to the grindstone. That's the way you do it, son. That's the way you do it, homie. So, next chart we're going to hit up, man, is, of course, well, this one is not really at a buying opportunity, but it's nevertheless a good token to get, I think, once we do get a pullback, and that is none other than freaking, it is a gaming token. Can you guys guess what it is? Anybody know? Let me go ahead and show. It's none other than freaking Jules, son. Look how Jules ripping to the upside. Look at that shit. Jules' current value is at 22 cents, man. I remember when it was down here at about freaking 9 cents, and I remember wanting to get some at 10 cents, but I was way too busy with PulseX. Of course, man, we can't buy everything out there, so we take advantage of the things that we can get, man. You know what I'm saying? Where is Jules currently right now? We are currently over here at about the 7th day of this cycle, of this 20-day cycle. So we still got time to rip all the way up to December 13th. If we activate our Bollinger Bands, let's see how the sucker's overheated, man. We may start getting a pullback. And the reason I say that is because Icarus in himself is flying too high to the sun, man, and his wings are about to get burnt up. And if you see this white portion of the Bollinger Band, it seems that we're about to make contact. And it would not surprise me if we start pulling back pretty soon and start coming back down here to 19 cents. I would wait to get this token. This is not something I would buy right now because it would not behoove us to buy freaking green candles. You know what I'm saying? So I would give it some time, at least till December 12th, till we start seeing a little bit of a pullback. Now, a lot of people don't know how to get Juul, especially with all that shit that happened, man. My favorite way to get Juul back in the day, man, and dude, it's a sad thing that we can't do this anymore, was actually getting it on KuCoin. And I don't mean just directly getting the Juul token on KuCoin. What I was referring to, I would buy XLM on Coinbase. I would send that off with no gas fees from my Coinbase account all the way to KuCoin, and then I would swap out XLM for USDT, which in turn I would buy Clay. And then, yes, I would send Clay over to my MetaMask. And then with that Clay token on Serendale side of freaking Jewel of DeFi Kingdoms, I would use that to buy some Jewel token. Of course, it was a lot of steps, but there was no gas fees. And that was a dope thing about it. Unfortunately, KuCoin is no longer available. So now, if you want to get it the best way, affordably at a good price, would be to use the Synapse bridge. Now, of course, this video is not going to be a tutorial on that. So I'm going to show you a simpler way. It may be a little bit more expensive, but nevertheless, it is an option once you do get a pullback on this token. And let me show you, cats, what I mean. Is this it? No, not this one. Here. If you come over here to DeFiKingdoms.com, let me go and share this in the chat with you guys. There you go. This is where you guys can buy some freaking Jewel token, and I think you can use your debit card. That's if your banking company doesn't act freaking stupid and shit. You know what I'm saying? So let's check this out, man. I haven't done this myself. So this is one of the ways we can buy Jewel. You go over here to where it says buy Jewel, click on that, and you can utilize your credit card. So you can buy a little bit of a Jewel. And the on-ramps are these following 4. Hopefully your bank doesn't reject you with that shit. And if it does, man, you're going to have to use the freaking Synapse bridge. You're going to have to bridge over some freaking Ethereum over to freaking Jewel side, probably do it on Serendale and get some Clay token. Or you can get some Jewel. Use that, and then you can end up obtaining C Jewel, which is Crystal Veil Jewel, or S Jewel, which is Serendale Jewel. It's the same token, but on both chains. One token's on an aspect of Avalanche, and the other token is on the aspect of Clayton. One of the things I did notice about DeFi Kingdom is that their Gen Zeros, I think the floor last I saw was about 3 or 4 days ago, was at about $1,800. It would not surprise me they're back up to 26 to get a Gen Zero. Of course, you cats have heard me advise you, if you guys do get a Gen Zero, make sure it's one from the original expansion pack. And I'm referring to the Archer, the Warrior, I think the other one's the Knight, the Pirate, the Thief, and I think it's the Priest or the White Mage, man. Stick to those. Don't get the second generation packs. I would stick to the first generation heroes, man, and those will probably be the most valuable. Food for thought, cats. Know what I mean? So, all right, cats. Well, I gotta get to freaking. I gotta take care of a lot of shit, man. So I will catch you cats later. Zenith, get with me, man. We got to do a stream together sometime, man. And you guys enjoy your evening. I'm saying, again, like this video. There's 6 people watching. Share this video. Share it on Twitter. Freaking tell your homies about me. Tell your mom about me. Tell your dad about me. Tell your brothers about me, man. And have everybody subscribe. You know what I'm saying? The more viewers I get, the better it is for you guys, because this motivates me to get you more freaking data. All right. Catch you guys on the flip side.